Okay, let's see if we can reverse the direction that we were going. Hey, Duff here. I figured while I'm driving over to the school to go ride my Mten3 in a bad mood after watching the Eagles, I can talk quickly about the Eagles, who just managed to go into Miami and lose to the 2-9 Miami Dolphins. If anyone had any doubts that the Eagles were a mediocre team at best this year, they should no longer have any doubts. This is like the third game this year that they've lost against a bad team, other being the Falcons and the Lions, and you know, they've had multiple games where they've just not delivered. And if they ever needed to win a game, it was this game, and they wind up getting steamrolled. Well, they didn't get steamrolled. They were up 28-14, and then they allowed the Dolphins to score the next 23 points unanswered. Once again, Carson Wentz, statistically, you'll look at his statistics and you'll say, oh, good, yeah, he had a good game statistically. But again, when you needed him to perform, when you needed a pressure performance to make plays when it mattered, when the game is on the line, it didn't happen. And unfortunately, that's getting to be a real collar around Carson's neck, that he's just not a pressure quarterback. You know, the kind of quarterback that can deliver in a pressure situation. And I've seen that time and again. And unfortunately, until he does something to correct that, he is going to be saddled with that reputation. Now, of course, his fault entirely, and actually, majoritively, it wasn't his fault. The defense, and particularly Jalen Mills, who I haven't been able to stand since he was a rookie. Somehow he's gotten a reputation as being a strong cornerback. I think he sucks. I always thought he sucked. He gets burned more often than any other D-back back there. The only difference is when he makes a defense, when he defends a play, which usually means that the receiver just dropped the ball, he'll play it up like he just made a Super Bowl winning play. He sucks. And he got burned time and time again today. Dumb penalties, but their whole secondary is it's a mess. So I don't know how they lost that game. I mean, they started the game, they intercepted Fitzpatrick's first throw. They had all kinds of pressure on him early. The defense was really going to town, and then it just stopped. I guess the Dolphins made some adjustments, and the Eagles had no answers whatsoever. So, very disappointing loss. The only way the Eagles can think about the playoffs is if they win the division, which still is possible. You know, they still have a weak schedule, and the Cowboys have a pretty strong remaining schedule, so it is possible that the Eagles could pull it off, but I am not holding my breath. And if they get to the playoffs, I wouldn't expect them to do anything anyway. So, yeah, there's my Eagles rant. I'm here. I actually tried to do this last week. I was going to come over here and ride my Mten3 around. And unfortunately, when I got over here, the tire pressure was really low. So, and I hadn't ridden it in a while, so I don't know if it's just natural loss of air, but I took it home, pumped up the tire. Well, I first slimed it, even though it is already slimed. It was slimed from e-wheels, but I took it home and I added some more slime, and then I pumped it up to about 30 PSI. So now it feels much better. So I haven't gotten to do a lot on the Mten3 in quite a bit, but I've noticed with the Mten3, usually the first 5 minutes I feel a little wonky, but then it comes back to me pretty quickly. You know, the fun and the maneuverability. And I still claim that if you only have 2 EUCs, whatever your first EUC is, this should be the second EUC that you own. Just my opinion. Man, the Eagles frustrate me. It's frustrating. You know, losing to a good team is one thing, but I mean, losing to the Dolphins is another. It's just so frustrating. And I'm so sick of the choreographed celebrations. And actually, I don't think I saw them do them this week. But up until last week, like whenever the offense would score touchdown. They'd have this big group choreographed celebration in the end zone, and the defense was doing it as well. Like, even when the defense was playing poorly, if they made one play, they would all run down to the end zone and do a choreographed celebration. I hate that shit. I hate it. You know, just play the game. Play the damn game. Celebrate if you win. Just, Can you tell I'm aggravated? So the M10-3 by far is the easiest EUC for me to ride backwards. Again, probably because of its small diameter tire, its low center of gravity, its strong motor for its size. I really feel like I can just ride this thing endlessly backwards, which is not the case with any of my other EUCs. You know, I can ride them all backwards, but as far as ease of doing so, the M10-3 is just far and away the easiest wheel to do this on. You know, backwards turning, reversals, it's all just so easy on the M10-3. So if you're into like doing a lot of tricks and just maneuverability in small spaces, so like say you only have a small space to ride, wow, M10-3 is just, it's the wheel to have, man. And no, I'm not sponsored by Gotway. So this is the end of my 4-day extended weekend. Us government employees had Black Friday off. As usual, I filled it primarily with work. So many different projects. Today, like, I didn't get out to ride this morning just because I had shit I wanted to get done. It was a little bit in the chilly side, but you know, I had to pay my bills. I usually pay my bills on Sunday morning, and that took a little bit longer than normal. And had to go drop off some more stands that were sold. Speaking of stands, I got a request from a guy asking if I was able to ship a stand to France. And thanks to our buddy that I talked about a few weeks ago from France that was so annoying to deal with, I told him, no, sorry, we're not currently selling to France. We're not shipping to France. Blame, if you watch this video, guy I just responded to, blame that other guy. You know, tell him not to be such a jerk. So anyways, yeah, I had stuff to do this morning. I changed the oil on Cindy's car, got that done. I changed the oil on the Tacoma last weekend, I think. I don't know, it all blurs together. I went out this morning and I took a joyride in the Mustang. Not the sports car, the Bobcat-like device that was left in the backyard. I'm not sure when they're picking that up, but I went out and fired it up and drove around the yard a little bit, and in the process, I put a few big holes in the yard, big trenches in the yard. The way those devices steer is it doesn't have a rack and pinion steering. You steer by speeding up the speed of the wheel on one side and slowing down the speed on the other, sort of like a Mini Pro, I guess. But doing that in sugar sand, oh my God, it ripped the shit out of the yard. So it's going to take a long time for the yard to bounce back. There's all kinds of divots and trenches and gullies that have been put into it from the solar installation project. Cindy was thinking about coming along, but she's kind of wiped out. She's tired. We actually we ran. We're at the school right now, or I'm at the school right now. We ran Thanksgiving morning, and I haven't been doing much running. Actually, the first time I ran in like 3 months was last weekend, and I ran like 12 laps. And then I actually ran 4.2 miles on Thursday, which is the longest that I've run in 2019, I believe, to be honest with you. So. And again, the pace is just, it's so slow anymore just because I'm not running regularly. But I did complete it. I didn't stop. So I did get a 4-mile run in first thing Thanksgiving morning. And it's a good thing because we've been eating Thanksgiving warm-ups ever since. And they're very dense calorically. I don't even want to step on the scale right now. Okay, let's see if we can reverse the direction that we were going. Actually, my biggest challenge with riding backwards is my lack of flexibility in my neck. I cannot turn and see behind me very well at all. So that is definitely a problem. So sometimes I'll just I'll lose confidence because I can't see that well, and I'll just change direction and go forwards like that. Did you see how easy that was? I swear to God, there's a couple thousand birds over here. Let's see if I can find a relatively smooth exit point. Whew. Yep, little Mten3 can off-road. All right, we're gonna ride over to the birds to show you. If we can get through this thick grass, we can. All right. Okay, if you're scared of birds, you may wanna look away. I assume you can hear them. They're all over this backstop. They're all over the fence line here. Hello, birds. One bird goes, they all go. There they go. You know, I just wonder if they all know each other. It's crazy. Look at all those things. Wow. Okay, trying gauging the off-road viability here. This doesn't look too bad. Some soft sand. Okay, not too bad at all. So no other EUC that I own would allow me to go slow enough that would let me place the camera while I'm still on the wheel. Because I can almost just keep this thing still and not do anything, you know, without moving. But because the pedals are so small, and my feet are so big, I don't know. I have tons of leverage, and it feels like I can recover from almost any situation. And if you do fall, it's not like you're falling very far. And as a rule, I do not ride my Mten3 fast, as you can see by my sparse safety gear. You know, 15 miles an hour, maybe once on a blue moon on an Mten3, even though it is supposedly rated to go 20 plus miles an hour. I would not trust it. A year or two ago, Katie was on her Mten3 going faster than she should have, and she got some nasty speed wobbles that resulted in probably her worst fall ever. Whoa, see, I almost lost it there, and I still was able to bring it back. A little flaily, but yeah, I could still do it. And it's not like I have great EUC skill. There's millions of, well, not millions, but there's lots of riders that have far greater EUC skill than I do. And if an old gangly guy like me can do this in an Mten3, imagine what you can do if you actually have some skill. Pretty scary. All right, let's see if I can pick this up on the move. I can. Whoa. Oh, I was riding right along that cliff there. And I almost fell off, but I did not. I think this is going to be the first Christmas that I don't get a PEV for Katie. Starting 3 years ago, yeah, I guess 3 years ago, I bought her the Inmotion V5F, and then the year after that was the Mten3, and then last year was the Meepo skateboard. But I really don't plan to get another one this year. I don't know that they need it. Since the babies come, their riding time has dropped down to near zero, so I think it would be kind of a waste of money. So I'll spend the money on something else. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. You may remember I mentioned a video or two ago that for my birthday this year, we were planning to go to Kennedy Space Center and to Disney Hollywood Studios to go see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And just today, I decided that we were going to make the trip just Galaxy's Edge. I think it would have been too rough. We were only allocating 3 days. And to try to do all that driving and to see both those parks in a satisfying way that didn't feel rushed, I think would have been damn near impossible and expensive. Kennedy Space Center is a lot more than it used to be. So we are just going to be going to Galaxy's Edge. We're going to be taking the Teslas. We're still leaving Sunday, and we drive up to Orlando, kind of just chill. That first afternoon, probably ride EUCs. We're going to bring them with. Maybe go to downtown Disney. Then spend all day Monday at Galaxy's Edge, and then stay up there in Orlando one more night, Monday night, come back Tuesday. So yeah, quick trip, but I think overall it'll be more enjoyable taking it at a slower pace, you know, not feeling like you have to rush. So that's the new plan. Didn't Marty have a contest, most 360s? Oh wait, no, it was backwards 360s, I forgot. I prefer front 360s, personally. Isn't it crazy? I haven't been here that long, and I'm already, my mind is like, oh man, I should be getting back. I could be doing this, or I could be doing that, or be doing the other thing. It's a sickness, man. Just can't stop myself. I got up this morning at 6:15, no alarm, and yeah, I was out cleaning the chicken coop at the crack of dawn. It was so early that the chickens weren't even up yet. They were still on their perch, and I had to open the door and kick them out. And then after that, I was lugging our old patio furniture to the front curb for someone to pick up and take, which they did within 20 minutes. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know how to make my brain stop functioning that way. It's just the way it works. One last freestyle before we pack it in. Backwards and forwards and tight turns and reversals and reverse again. Oh, I almost fell off, almost. Whew. Still flawless for this ride. Foot hasn't hit the ground. Eagles suck. And done. All right. Okay, so there's my brief little Mten3 session, just to say that I got out to ride. I'm trying to think, was this my first ride of the 4 days? I think it was. I think this is my first actual ride over the whole 4-day weekend. That's insane if that's true. I guess it's insane that I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be my only real ride of this weekend. It's disappointing. But anyways, if you found this ride interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting a channel, please consider subscribing. If you're going to subscribe, you might as well hit the notify bell, which is over there somewhere. Feel free to leave comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts about the Mten3, about the Eagles, about solar installs, about the state of the world, about Galaxy's Edge. I don't know. About whatever. I don't really care. That's all I have for you for now. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. Till next time, Duffman out. Thumbnail. Loose the dolphins. Loose the dolphins.